come up ready to tip off. We'll see the Indiana Pacers and the Miami Heat. The starting fives for our game. Here are tonight's starting lineups. Someone will be keeping an eye on Shane Battier.
And he's someone the defense has to keep track of at all times because even when he doesn't have the ball, he moves so well without it. He's constantly a threat to catch and shoot.
Something else I think of with him is that three-point shot from the corner. I mean, that's his shot. And we've certainly seen him drain a bunch of them.
Taking a look at Miami. A successful outing in Game 1 has them right where they want to be with a chance here, guys, to take Game 2 on their home court.
And anytime you can go up 2-0 in a series, it's not a guarantee, but history tells us that you're going to always win. It's a huge game here tonight.
Well, I'll take it a step further and say whichever team wins this game will go on to win the series, Steve. It's a bold statement to make, but I'm not afraid of bold statements. I do believe that.
From the Duel James.
Such an aggressive attitude he has. No invitation needed for him to take his throw into the basket.
This is it to George. Left side West. Goes up high for the two-handed dunk. Stupendous rush to the rim and a mighty slam on the end of it.
But through the teeth of some pretty soft D, I can't help but say that.
Well, let's see how that impacts things here. Because those kinds of plays sometimes can be game changers on both sides.
Chalmers past the Bosch. From outside the arc. It's rebounded by West. And here are the Pacers now. Coming to this one after losing on Sunday.
And that result was no surprise, Clark, because they played very loose with the ball that night.
Yeah, they were carefree. Footloose and fancy-free with the ball doesn't get it done. And how often do we see it, Steve? The team that loses the turnover battle. Oh, man, what a touch. Hang time on that rim. Put a little whipped cream on that angel food cake there.
It's a tight ball game. In those displays of strength, Clark, can get one team rolling.
Agreed. Oh, boy. Whipped cream, cherry on top. It always comes back to dessert.
And the highlight reel replay brought to you by Kia. Good stuff on that Kia Slam Cam. And now Doris Burke has an update from the sidelines.
Kevin, I was able to speak with Eric Spoelstra for a moment. Coach didn't mince words for his team, telling them that even though they took Game 1, they'll need to come out and play the same way to keep home court advantage. He said, so far, we've just held serve, and it's only going to get tougher from here on out.
Great. Thanks for the report, Doris. And the Duel James.
Guys, that's simply superb. Ball pressure, a winner, and a dunk on transition.
Exactly, Clark, what they have. The aggressive defense to lead to.
Yeah, points in transition.
Yeah, that's why you want to make the other team feel uncomfortable handling the ball because you can get easy points out of them at the other end.
Wade against George. Shoots the three. Shot misses. And it's not in the other way. Bosch kicks to LeBron. And George with the block. Outside George. And Mario Chalmers gets the whistle that time. That's his first foul.
Tough call there and a tough break for the defense.
But, you know, I think you could still see him kind of sliding in there. I don't have a problem with the call.
And George, here we go.
And they'd love to have a few more easy baskets like that to kind of set the tone for the rest of the game.
For Miami, they've gone 2 of 6 from the field. Wade outside. Shoots from the elbow. Hibbert pulls it in. Indiana leading. Here's George. Three-pointer. Ranger. Offensive rebound. Miami's gone 0-2 from deep here. Chalmers against Hill. A baseline J. Here's Bosch. Right through the knee for the win. Bosch has got his first points of the game.
If you battle for the offensive rebound and come up with it, you're guaranteed a high-quality shot on Apollo, just like you got there.
George with the ball. Wade picks him up. George double team. The kick out to Hill. 6 on the shot clock. Ranger from outside. Miami grabs the miss. The drive by Wade. Dishes it to Chalmers. And here in the first quarter, with a little over 3.5 minutes played, and he banks into lane.
Another nice bucket down low. He's really been able to work the ball into the post effectively so far. Yeah, I think that can really set things up well the rest of the game. On the ball inside, and let your perimeter players play off the bigs.
George dishes to left. Stolen by Wade. And here we go. Fast break. Wade's got it. And he gets it to go. 6 points for LeBron. And guys, let's get your take on the official stretch for the Heat.
Boy, they've really amped up the pressure at the defensive end, guys, and have piled up the steals in the early going.
Yeah, I've noticed also that the quick hands have led to a lot of forced turnovers and getting some points in transition as a result.
Miami leading by 4. The dish to Wade. Good, and the assist goes to LeBron.
He always knows where his teammate's going to be, and Kevin, that will let him put the ball where he wants it, right waiting for him.
So, timeout called here in the first for Indiana.
Well, they were getting run ragged out there. Good time for a timeout. Maybe it was even too late, but this club has to regroup now.
Boy, I tell you what, it wasn't pretty, and they definitely needed to take a minute to talk things over.
Doris Burke has an update for us. Doris?
I was able to listen in on what Frank Vogel had to say to his team. He stated very clearly that the fast break is not going to be what beats them today. He wants his guys hustling back, cutting off those lanes to the hoop in transition. He also went on to talk about protecting the inside. He does not want to see anything easy in the painted area. We'll be watching how these adjustments work. Kev, there's still a lot of time left in this game.
Thank you, Doris. 52 seconds left in the first quarter. Now here's Allen. Had a lot of room. Now the feed has him.
Easy call there.
No question about that. You can hear the impact from where I am.
First trip to the line for him here. That's good from Hansel. Good on both. Pacers trail by 5. To the paint. Here's Miami. And he takes the feed in stride and slams it home.
That was some skill there. Nice use of the bounce pass.
There's 38 seconds left to play in the first quarter. And Cole kicks to Allen. From the arc. But they'll get another chance. Back to Oden. There's 14 seconds left to play in the first. Second shot opportunity. Again, Allen missing. And here is Scola. He hasn't scored yet.
Boy, great job of attacking on the break.
Yeah, it sure was. He made a beeline for the bucket as soon as they got the ball. Right away, straight to the rim.
Here's Allen. No luck. And still a close game as the first quarter comes to a close. Heat lead by 1. And the second quarter will be on the way when we come back. Game 3, Eastern Conference Finals. LeBron James and the Miami Heat go up against Paul George and the Indiana Pacers. This Thursday, 7 p.m. Central. Don't miss it. It's the NBA playoffs. Thanks for joining us as we get back to the action here in this Game 2. And let's quickly break down the game we've seen from Miami, guys.
And that first quarter was all about pace, guys, because this club really got out into transition, and that's how they built this lead.
They like to play fast, and they're doing a nice job filling the lane.
And now let's check out the lineups courtesy Shift Gatorade all fueled up and ready to go. Here's the second quarter of play. On the court right now for the Pacers. They've got Hill. Mahini is out there with Stoll. Then it's Johnson, and it's Watson in at the point guard. Here's Cole. He's guarded by Johnson. Here's Beasley. Rebound by Mahini.
And they forced the miss with that good defensive rotation. They're playing well together as a unit.
That puts them in the lead. Hill's got the second quarter going with the first basket of the period for the Pacers. Miami trailing. Here's Cole. Floats one. He lays it in. Cole's got his first 2 points of the night.
What a finish with that hoop.
The Pacers shooting with the high points for them in this game at 54%. Watson, the pass to Mahini. Dunk to finish it off. A beauty.
Wow, this has been a thriller. I mean, the way these teams are battling, just going back and forth.
Would you like to bet that this game may end on a buzzer beater? How much would you bet?
Here's Cole. He's covered by Watson. They set the pick. And there's the foul on C.J. Watson. That's his first foul. So an entirely new group in now for Indiana. Roy Hibbert's checked in for Mahini. Granger comes in for Luis Scola. Paul George, he's checked in for Hill. And George Hill's subbed in for C.J. Watson. Second quarter of action, about a minute and a half played. LeBron kicks to Lewis. Down to 5 on the shot clock. From the line. And good on the basket. Hook it. That's now 8 points for LeBron. Guys, no one team being in control early on.
Give and take, back and forth, full away. That's 6 lead changes already. And as Rasheed Wallace said, both teams playing hard, though, man. You know, passing the ball well on the perimeter has really opened things up offensively for this club.
Steve, it makes the game easier. I mean, 10 straight points off assist. That's impressive, but it's easy when you move the ball.
And he gets it to go.
He's been one of their more reliable options today, guys. I mean, his shooting has led them to this lead.
Indiana trailing here. The pass to George. Outside George. He feeds it to Johnson. Back to George. Inside to Hibbert. Played into the nice touch off the glass. Hibbert's got his first points in this one.
Boy, guys, they've shown some great passing on their last few trips down the floor. Excellent.
Yeah, that's 4 straight trips, guys, where their passes have ended up in scores. 4 straight assists. Great team play.
And out of bounds as the Pacers gain possession. And as we take a look here, the all-time career leaders in steals, some of the great guards to ever play the game of basketball.
John Stockton, Jason Kidd, Michael Jordan, Gary Payton is also up there. I call these guys two-way players. Impact players at both ends of the floor.
Timeout called the Pacers.
Yeah, he definitely saw some things that were not working for them out there. And now he's going to make some adjustments.
I'm not sure what it was, but he clearly wanted something to change out there.
And Indiana making a change here. West is checked in. For Indiana, they've gotten 4 of the first 5 shots to fall in the second quarter. Outstanding shooting. Took him no time at all on that one. 9 points for Paul George.
And assists like that have typified their efforts today. Great ball movement.
Really an example of the difference in how these teams have operated offensively. Much more individual play at the other end.
Wade outside. Back to LeBron. That ball. Nice through that time from Dwayne Wade. 13 points for LeBron. Here in the second quarter, just over 3.5 minutes played. George against Wade. For 3. Hill. And again, it's the Pacers from deep.
Right back at you. They immediately get those 3 points back.
Trading punches. That's how you answer.
Hill against Chalmers. On the wing, James. Here's Bosch. And he was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws now for him. Roy Hibbert picks one up.
I like that. Attack and create the contact.
Very nearly had an and one opportunity there. Good aggressive move.
And let's get your take, guys, on the scoring breakdown for Indiana.
Guys, they're really passing the ball well here in the first half.
Something else they've been able to do so far tonight is earn those tough points in the paint.
Free throw good. Wow. And so Bosch nails both of them. Now Hill. And George, here we go. Left side, George.
Ridiculous. Tore it down that time.
I don't know that this is the time for that kind of flair. In a close game, the important thing is the 2 points, not the dramatic.
Oh, come on. Clark, he had to go for it, didn't he?
I'm with you, Kevin. You can't fault him for that. I mean, just let him go. Who cares?
Udonis Haslem. He's checked in for Miami. The Heat trail by 4. James kicks to Battier. Back to LeBron. Pass to Haslem. Some nice ball movement here by the Heat. And he gets it to go. 15 points for LeBron.
The offense has a better flow, and it actually looks better here in the second quarter.
Yeah, they've steadied themselves a little bit, trying to close this gap.
Here's George. That shot is up. Excellent D from Wade. The Heat have gone 5 of 6 so far from the field in the second quarter. Kicks it to Haslem. There's 1:17 left in the first half of the game. Feeds to Chalmers. Clock at 6. Miami needs to get a shot off. The score now all even. And that's 17 points for LeBron.
Well, offensively, he's taken a solid opening quarter and just built on it here in the second.
Pass to George. It's back to Hill. He dishes it to Granger. And stolen by LeBron. Goes up. Rips down the breakaway slam.
Oh, I love it. Active hands on the steal, active feet on the fast break.
And Clark power on the dunk.
Oh, guys, this is just too close of a game to be giving the ball up like that and then failing to get back in transition.
George against Wade. George dishes to Hibbert. He had stolen by Haslem. Oh, and a fast break for the Heat. On with the ball. And the basket by Chalmers.
I like the way they picked it up there offensively in the second.
Oh, they've really caught fire. The shooting percentage is in the high 50s now, so they're rolling.
George passes to Hibbert. Hibbert, nice pass. Right into the rack perfectly for the layup.
You know, when he's in that tight with that kind of height advantage over the defender, it's going to be a pretty easy play for him.
LeBron gets to Chalmers. James against Granger. Here's Chalmers. Can't hit the free throw line jump. That will count. No good. And the first half ends in a close one. It's the Heat up 2. And now we'll send it down to Doris Clark, who's standing by courtside.
Yes, Kevin, I'm here with LeBron, and you obviously have been very productive. How pleased are you with where you're getting the basketball and how you're scoring?
I'm very pleased with my individual performance right now, but not so pleased with how I'm trying to help our teammates. I got to do a better job of trying to get our teammates in their flow as well as keep myself in a good groove too. So hopefully I can do a better job of that in the second half.
LeBron, thank you. Kevin, he can't do it by himself.
Okay, Doris, thanks. And we'll have the start of the third quarter for you shortly, but first, the halftime show. And now, brought to you by Sprint.
Hello out there and welcome to the halftime report as the conference finals continue on 2K Sports. The Heat are giving it everything they've got. They've done a great job closing out their defensive possessions, grabbing boards, great rebounding. And LeBron having no problems as expected, scoring at will against Indiana. His shooting percentage off the charts right now. He's got the magic touch from the field, no question about it. Good overall, also, though, for the Pacers. A win today would even things up in this series. Some great work out there by Paul George. He's got 11 points and is up to his usual tricks, dropping a lot of dimes all over the court. And that's all we have for you here in the studio. Now let's send it on back to Kevin Harlan, Steve Kerr, Clark Kellogg, and Doris Burke for the second half of play.
The Sprint Halftime Report, presented by Sprint. And we welcome you back to the Eastern Conference Finals here on 2K Sports. What can you say, LeBron James? What an impressive effort today.
Well, I love his tenacity defensively. The way he plays at that end of the floor, he's been a major factor here in this game.
And as the game moves on, I think he should continue to be aggressive defensively to keep ball handlers off balance and uncomfortable.
On the wings, it's D. Wade and LeBron James. Shane Battier is out there with Chris Bosh, and it's Chalmers in at the point. That's the group in the game for the Heat. George dishes to Granger. Off target with his three. The Heat with the lead. To the inside. Bosh trying to free himself up, and James gets it to go on the assist by Chalmers.
Are you sensing or feeling a theme here, fellas? I mean, they're taking it straight to the bucket every time down.
And why not? That's 8 straight points in the bank for this team. They're making this a very physical battle.
West hands the 12-footer. West has got his second basket of the game.
The mid-range jumper becomes a pretty high percentage shot for him when he has that kind of space.
Chalmers off the pick from Bosh. And the basket by Chalmers. And the Heat lead by 4.
Well, their plan of attack has been pretty clear to see. Get the ball inside, just take it strong to the hoop, be dominant in the lane.
Well, the defense has been very slow to adjust. I mean, that's 10 straight points now inside.
A moment to check in with Doris Burke. Doris?
Kevin, I was able to hear the advice Frank Vogel gave to his team during that last break. He told his guys that offensive rebounding is what they need to most improve on. He told them that they should have far more second-chance points than they have to this point. He also went on to talk about protecting the inside. He does not want to see anything easy in the painted area. Perhaps the rest of the second half will look different after those adjustments, Kevin.
And thank you for that, Doris. Here's Wade. Banked in off the glass. Now it's a 6-point Heat lead.
I'll say this about him, Kevin. It looks like he's really rough sometimes because the finish just bounce off of him when he's driving the lane. What a finisher.
And no discussion about him is complete until you talk about his sensational passing. I mean, he is an absolute wizard with the ball in his hands.
Granger against LeBron. And stolen by Granger. Here we go. All alone. A finish. Oh, ridiculous.
Tore it down that time. And the defense just lets him go there.
And once he hit the open floor, there was no looking back. Straight to the rack.
The Heat have gone 3 of 3 from the field since halftime. Bosh a screen on George. And the basket by Wade.
You know, they've been so effective when they've been able to get the ball inside.
Some real shortcomings from this defense. I mean, they've given up 5 straight looks in the paint.
A nice shot by George.
The defense sagged off, and, you know, he did not hesitate to rise up and bury that three.
Out to the right wing. LeBron sets the screen for Chalmers. Chalmers off the pick from Bosh. The alley-oop very well done.
No hesitation at all on that alley-oop. Saw his teammate with the pass to the hoop, and bang! Lobbed it right up there for him.
And he was ready for it, elevated it, he made the catch, you saw the result.
And I like the choice, making it a conservative finish, making sure of the 2 points.
Outside for George. Good, and it's Hill picking up the assist. Hill's got 3 assists now in this one.
Feels like a flip has been switched at halftime because both teams now really getting after it.
And it's been a fun half of basketball, Steve.
Off his foot, and the refs whistling a kick ball. So an entirely new group in now for Indiana. Mahimy's checked in for Hibbert. Scola comes in for David West. Chris Copeland's checked in for Danny Granger. Lance Stevenson subbed in for Paul George. Here's Oden. Still getting warmed up offensively. No buckets yet in the game for him. James kicks to Beasley. A beautiful reverse layup. And the Heat lead by 3.
Nicely done. They just continue to dominate inside. That's 10 points in a row in the lane.
It's now purely here it comes. See if you can stop it.
Mahimy passes to Scola. Stevenson with it. Working on Allen. off the left wing out.
Easy look there, but, misses those once in a while.
Beasley dishes to Allen. He kicks it to Cole. Into Greg Oden. Count the bucket coming up. A perfectly placed assist. Now it's a 5-point Miami lead. Indiana's gone 1 of 4 and 3-point shots here in the first. On deep, Stevenson, and the Pacers another 3.
I'm not sure that was the play they had set up, but it was too good a look to pass up.
He'd have gone a perfect 7 of 7 from the field here in the third, coming out of the break very hot. Oden, and that one's good. Oden's got 4 points this quarter.
And they're beginning to fall apart a little bit defensively, especially inside.
Well, that's 4 straight buckets now at the rim.
Watson kicks to Skoll. Blocked. 1:33 left in the third quarter of the game. Here's Cole. That is good. Cole's got the lead up to 6 now for Miami.
Really aggressive play, taking it to the rim against the big man.
Tell you what, I love that fearless attitude.
The shot by Mahimi, no good. And Miami shooting 66% right now. This offense getting everything they want out there. LeBron with it. Now guarded by Watson. And Cole kicks to Beasley. But they recover it. James left side. Passes it to Cole. Dishes it to Oden. Allen kicks to James. Beasley outside. 5 to shoot. Again, the miss by Beasley.
I'll tell you what, the mid-range shot is not the easiest one to make. When you got Jay like he had there, those are shots you want to make.
Ray Allen is on the way. 23 seconds left to play here in the third. Inside to Beasley, and he gets it to go. They got on this for a little while ago, and they just haven't looked back.
That lead pass allowed him to get straight to the hoop without losing any momentum.
And Greg Oden gets the whistle that time. That's his first foul.
Tough call there and a tough break for the defense.
But I think you could still see him kind of sliding in there. I don't have a problem with the call.
There's 14 seconds left in the third. Tipped away and scored by Turner. The dish to Allen. With 1 on the clock, and Granger with the block. And that does it for the third quarter. Both teams clicking offensively as we approach the fourth quarter. Heat lead by 8. And we're coming back in just a moment. Get ready for the fourth quarter of action when we return. To reveal our State Farm assist of the game.
This was such a pretty pass, Kevin. A beautiful assist, and of course it turned into the easy basket, but just a gorgeous play there.
Miami leading by 8 on the court for Indiana. George Hill out there with Johnson. Then there's West, and there's Hill, and it's Granger in at the power forward. And Chalmers kicks to Lewis. 6 to shoot. Here's Wade. Cashes in for a double-digit lead. Wade's got the first points up on the board here in the fourth for the Heat. Pacers trail by 10. Hill left side. Second chance effort. Foul call that time on the way up. That'll give him 2 chances at the free throw line here.
Nice work to get inside and draw the foul.
Yeah, it's obvious. The defense not going to allow many easy layups. It's going to make you earn it from the line.
And a moment now to look at the scoring approach in terms of where the points are coming from for the Heat.
Well, they're taking high percentage shots in the paint. I like the way their offense is clicking.
I've been impressed with how well they penetrated tonight, too.
Roy Hibbert's checked in for Hill. throws good for West. Here's Chalmers. And there's the feed to Bunch. To the inside. Wade against George. Here's Haslam. Goes to the reverse layup and puts it in. Haslam's got the lead up to 10 now with a Heat.
Such a solid performance for them inside. The rebound has been terrific.
Yeah, that's just one of the few things that have gone their way today.
Ranger against Badia. Now, here's Chalmers. Not a lot of room. Shot clock at 5. Here's Wade. Here's Bosch, and it's sent back by George. And he uses the glass on the layup.
What an excellent performance from the field for him.
Here's Chalmers. Wade outside. It's blocked. Haslam against George. There's the pass to West. Saw the touch off the glass. West has got 4 this quarter.
I tell you what, you don't want to allow too many of those kinds of baskets with the game on the line.
Now, this is when defenses have to protect the basket with everything they've got. Force the offense to shoot from the perimeter.
Let's find out what Doris Burke has for us.
Guys, over that last break, I listened to Eric Spoelstra address his team. He wants to make sure they stay assertive and aggressive on the offensive end, saying, I don't want to sit on this lead. Let's build on it and not give them a chance of coming back. Guys?
All right, Doris. And it's going to be out of bounds. The Pacers will take it. Pacers trail by 6. Here's George. And he makes no mistake on the slam dunk.
The windmill finish. Now that's nasty. How do you do?
Finishes the play. Utter disregard for his own safety.
Look at his teammates. They're just shaking their heads. I mean, he must have told them to look out for that one.
Wade passes to James. From down low. And again, it's the Heat missing. For Indiana, they've gone 3 or 4 in field goal attempts since getting things started here in the 4th. George against James. George dishes to Hill. Inside to Hibbert. Good. The assist goes to Hill. Now just a 2-point Heat lead.
Boy, the shots finally dropping for them in bunches. And I'll tell you what, the complexion of this game has totally changed.
You know, that kind of offensive eruption was the only thing that was going to get them back into this one.
Here's Wade. Laid in with a nice touch off the glass. Wade's got 4 points now in the quarter.
He is pouring it on in the second half, guys. I mean, a much better showing than he had before the break.
And George, here we go. He feeds it to Hibbert. That's good.
They've made a great sequence of plays to get this game close again, and this is no time to take their foot off the pedal. They got to keep it rolling.
I agree, Steve. They really had their backs against the wall, but now they're the ones applying the pressure. With just a few possessions left in this game. You can see the eye contact there. Gave a little nod and then burst to the rim for the alley-oop slam.
No doubt, Parker. They're teammates with a terrific feel for each other out on the floor.
And what a play to make it a close game, a potential momentum builder.
George with the ball. Now guarded by Mario Chalmers. And the officials whistle a foul on the shot. The bucket's good. He'll go to the line.
You're hot because you're hot, and that's certainly been the case with George. 22 points and a huge helping of assists as well.
Now, he's a maestro, Clark, and the conductor of this offense, putting on a fantastic performance. He's just got such a smooth stroke, and it never changes, even in this kind of high-pressure situation.
Pass to Chalmers. Kicks it to Wade. Feeds it to Bunch. And so he draws the foul on the shot and a trip to the line to shoot 2. So the first one drops, and that'll pick them up on 2. Is his second attempt at the line, no good.
Well, a semi-productive trip to the line in the end, but we'll see how costly that miss is.
A nice shot by George.
So they've done a great job of getting into the middle of that defense and scoring in the paint.
Well, that's why they're on this run, guys. They're getting the ball inside and getting really high percentage looks.
And now Doris Burke has an update from the sideline.
Thanks, guys. I got a chance to hear what Eric Spoelstra was saying to his team. He was making sure everyone knew exactly what the plan was guarding against Paul George. The coach has made his displeasure known about being dominated by one player, saying, quote, "The type of defense we played on him is never going to get it done. We'll see if the changes coach implements bring him back down to earth." He also wants to see a lot of bodies down low at the defensive end, saying, quote, "If they're going to beat us, let's make them make shots from the outside." It's pretty late in the game to be altering the game plan, but they're going to come out with a different look here, guys. Back to you.
Thanks again, Doris. So they take the lead. And 12 points for David West.
They're getting on a roll inside. Their last 3 field goals have come from inside the paint area.
The defense has to make an adjustment. They've got to string together some stops, or at the very least, try to force this team into some bad shots.
And it's Wade penetrating. James gives to Charles. It's good. He has tied up this game. Oh, what a shot.
Oh, that is a massive shot.
You know it is. He's stepping right into the spotlight.
George with the ball. Picked up by Nattier.
Terrific job that time defending at the rim. It's not an easy task stopping that fella when he's headed to the bucket like that. Good job.
Ranger with the rebound.
Yeah, excellent interior defense there. Good rotation.
No doubt about it, Steve. He's a real presence inside. Takes up a lot of space.
That one just took the air right out of the crowd.
Yeah, he simply said, sit down and keep quiet with that.
Yeah, that's right. Nothing coming out of these fans now.
Timeout called the Heat. They're behind by 2. 29 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Seconds left here in the fourth quarter. Here's LeBron. It's good. This game is all even.
Well, they're having major trouble dealing with the ball.
23 seconds left in the fourth quarter. That's the hitter. Ranger outside. Ranger left side. Outside, George. Downtown, buries the triple.
They are killing them with that three-point shot here in the second half.
Well, the defense fully stretched out trying to stop that shot and still not able to get it done.
Here's James. Oh, we had a chance there to send it to overtime, but they come up empty-handed. So a close game sees Indiana take this one. Clark, it was anybody's game right to the very end.
Yeah, it was. The coach is happy with the outcome. This team kept their emotions in check and got it done.
And now, down to Doris Cruz courtside, standing by with our Jordan player of the game. Doris?
Guys, Paul George standing by with me here. And Paul, first, congratulations on the win. What's the attitude you have as a team right now?
Continue to play together. If we can just stick to that, keep working, staying confident, keep defending, knocking shots down, we'll be all right.
Paul, thank you so much. Guys, over to you.
All right, Doris, thank you very much. And that about wraps it up for Clark Kellogg, Steve Kerr, and Doris Burke, and the whole crew from 2K Sports. This is Kevin Harlan saying so long, and thanks for watching the NBA Eastern Conference Finals. Now let's take a look at the Jordan player of the game.